This is Robert Politic, the owner of Brutal Iron Gym. I'm here for another video in the Ask Rob video series. So today's video came from a question I was asked earlier in the week. One of the members of the gym asked me what the best late night snack would be, and he was talking about some options. He actually brought up pickles. So I usually haven't been asked about pickles before as a late night snack. So that was a fun question to answer. So hopefully he's not embarrassed. He's probably laughing right now when he's watching this video. But what I just did was I decided to make a video to explain some of the different options that are out there, and also just talk about the concept of late night snacking. So usually the reason why people are hungry late at night is because they underate during the day. So one of the concepts I talk a lot with my clients and the members of the gym is to have their food intake match their activity level. So if they're more active during the day, I usually tell them to eat more during the day. That way when they're less active at night, they won't be so hungry. So usually when somebody's hungry real late at night and they really are starving for something, then it's usually because they underate during the day and their body's trying to make up for those missed calories. So you want to try to avoid this, first of all, by eating more during the day. So no one likes that answer because everybody wants to hear, what are the exact foods they should eat late at night. But really you first want to focus on fixing your nutrition overall by trying to match your activity level to your food intake. So that's the number one best answer, but no one likes that answer. So now we'll go down through and talk about some of the other options we have. So really when we talk about foods, there are foods that are high in carbs, foods that are high in fats, and foods that are high in protein. So usually what people will pick late at night, they tend to pick foods that are higher in carbs. And that's usually just because people have a preference for carbs. And also late at night, one of the reasons why people eat is they're trying to stay awake. So they're getting sleepy and their body wants to go to bed, but they have something to do. Maybe they're supposed to stay up and study, or maybe they just don't want to start the next day yet. So they're sitting in front of the TV and their body's kind of asking them, hey, put me to bed or feed me something. So they'll start reaching for carbs. And one of the options people pick that they assume is healthy is popcorn. So if you get the type of popcorn that isn't soaked in butter, so they do make low fat and I don't know about fat free, but they do make like a 94% lean popcorn option. And that does have less calories than regular popcorn. However, the majority of those calories are still coming from carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is one of the energy nutrients. So fats and carbs are basically the two main nutrients that we get our energy from. So if you don't use up those calories, then they're more likely to be stored as body fat. So by eating popcorn, even if it's relatively low in calories, it's still going to end up being a couple hundred calories that you probably didn't need. And if you don't use those, and if you're just sitting on your butt watching TV, chances are you're probably not going to use those calories, then they will go towards body fat formation, or they'll at least kind of mess up the process of body fat loss. So you really want to try to stay away from carbohydrate sources at night. And then the other question would be, what about fats? So something quote-unquote healthy, such as nuts. So if somebody wants to snack on cashews, almonds, peanuts, stuff like that. Those are relatively healthy foods, and I do have clients use those foods during the day when they're more active because they are energy nutrients. However, at night I tend to shy away from those because nuts, even in 1 or 2 ounces, which is like a handful, or maybe a pretty big handful, still adds up to a decent amount of calories. So, and again, if you're not going to use those calories, then the body's going to be more likely to store them as fat. So, and also one of the aspects to think about is carbohydrates really don't play a lot of role in the body in terms of body processes. So if you do have excess, it's not going to be used up quite as likely as, say, in contrast to the nutrient protein. So protein is actually the nutrient that I do tell people to eat late at night. So the reason why is protein does a lot of processes in the body. It helps fix and repair muscle. It grows your hair. It grows your nails. It regulates pH in the blood. It regulates body temperature. It does a whole lot of stuff in the body. So chances are if you overeat protein, it's going to be more likely that some of it will be used by the body while you sleep to fix things and do processes in the body rather than being stored directly into body fat. So some of the protein sources that I'll recommend to people is whole eggs. So yes, a whole egg does contain fats in it, but the reason why I like that is the fats in eggs tend to be utilized really well within the body. So I'll have a person eat a couple eggs, maybe 2 or 3 whole eggs before they go to bed or late at night when they're watching TV. And what it does, it kind of satiates their hunger, so it kind of eliminates a little bit of the hunger for them. And also it's usable nutrients. So when your body does try to fix and repair muscle, it does need protein, but fats also come into play as well. So by eating a whole egg, they're going to get the protein sources they need, and those fats, again, they'll get used up or probably used up in some of the processes of the body. But 2 or 3 whole eggs is really not a ton of fats. So that's why we don't really worry about that. Another option I recommend to people is lean meats. So they might roll up maybe a lean meat slice, say maybe like really low fat or fat-free turkey or something like that. They'll roll that up with maybe a slice of fat-free cheese and kind of make like a meat and cheese roll. And they'll eat those late at night, and that can it can give you some protein and not give you too many fats, since it is low-fat meat and it won't have any carbs in it. So that could be a good choice as well for a late-night snack. And also, I do recommend to people is cottage cheese. So down here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, most of the time when I mention cottage cheese to people, they just make like an ew face, and they're not really interested in it. But my clients up north, my friends up north, they do tend to eat cottage cheese more. So if you do like it, it is a good option. And they do make low-fat or fat-free options of cottage cheese, so you can still keep the calories relatively low. So that's one thing, is if you do want to eat, try to focus more on proteins rather than carbs and fats. And also there's some other options you have that are really low-calorie or no-calorie. And an example of that might be some vegetables. So you can eat like carrot sticks, celery sticks, cucumbers, some other things like that. It kind of keeps your mouth busy, gives you something to snack on. Another option is sugar-free Jell-O. So you can actually eat quite a large volume of Jell-O before the calories would actually add up to anything significant. So those are kind of options that you can use. And then what I tend to do myself is I like to drink a liquid at night. So I'll get like a flavor of Crystal Light or maybe diet soda, and I'll drink that at night. And what that does, it fills up my stomach, so I'm not really hungry to eat any solid foods. And it just kind of gives me that sensation of putting something in my mouth with no calories to kind of mess up my body fat loss or anything like that. So those are kind of the better options if you're going for no or low calories, is vegetables. You can either sugar-free Jell-O or just drink liquid. So the other thing you want to do at night is, this is also something I employ, is I stay busy. So if I'm sitting in front of my TV, 9 times out of 10 I'm actually not watching my TV. So I usually have it on mute, and I'll be on my computer reading articles or watching videos, and I kind of use that time to educate myself about training or nutrition things, some of the new and recent developments. So I do have a couple, subscriptions to some online scientific journals, some peer-reviewed journals, and I will read through those at night. It's a little bit of heavy reading, so if I want to do something else, maybe a little bit lighter reading, I'll go to some of my favorite websites and I'll read some of the recent articles by some of the authors. So I do tend to use my nighttime as more proactive instead of just kind of laying down and letting my body and brain go to mush. So I do like to be active, and also by staying active, it keeps me away from the foods. So if I'm sitting and reading an article, it might take me 15 minutes to read an article, and that's 15 minutes I didn't think about what I wasn't eating. So by staying active, that'll help curb your hunger as well. So quick little overview about late night snacks is eat more during the day, so you're not hungry at night. Try to eat proteins instead of carbs and fats. And you also have low-calorie or no-calorie options, such as vegetables, sugar-free Jell-O, or just drinking liquids. And then the final thing is to stay busy. So if you're kind of laying there and your body's trying to want to go to bed, but you don't really know what to do, you don't really want to go to bed, then find an activity. Read a book, go online, something like that, but stay busy. So again, you can always find more information about Brutal Iron Gym at our website, which is www.brutalirongym.com. You can find us on Facebook if you just search for Brutal Iron Gym, and we also have a YouTube page, so you can search for Brutal Iron Gym on YouTube as well. So there's a lot of videos out there on the YouTube page, and hopefully we'll be putting up more in the recent future. So if you guys find this stuff helpful, feel free to shoot me an email anytime. You can request a topic. If you're on the world of Facebook, please click like on the page. It helps increase the exposure of the information to other people that might not yet know about Brutal Iron Gym. So that's tonight's topic, is late night snacks. So again, hopefully you guys find this stuff useful. Thanks.